What's the nicest thing about having this week off?
It gives us time to rest our bodies, get our minds mentally prepared for next week. Trying to put the loss behind us, and it's a good week to work on fundamentals, assignments, and take care of our bodies in the right way. Having this bye week somewhat early is good to keep us healthy and keep us going. We still have a lot of season to play.
Yeah, I think there's two different ways we could take or approach this bye week. Our coaches want us to get back to the basics, work on fundamentals. We have bye weeks every four games this season, so it's cut into portions of thirds. So that's the first third of our season, and we just want to get back to basics. And we're going to be working hard this bye week, and just getting back to fundamentals.
So on Saturday, will you guys be in front of the TV all day watching other people play football, or are you going to get out and about, do something else?
Probably watch some football. We get to, since we play late, of course, we get to watch a couple games before our game. But we all love college football. That's why we're playing it. So an opportunity to wake up a little early in the morning, maybe fire up the grill, throw some meat on there, watch a couple games, and relax. It'll be pretty nice.
You said a third of the way through the season. What do you think of your team so far?
I think we have yet to reach our full potential. I know that I feel like a lot of people would say that, but I feel like even on both sides of the ball, especially special teams, actually, we got a lot to work on. Defensively, we can still sharpen things up. Offensively, I think we're starting to come together. We've made a lot of improvements since the first game, and I think as a team we're getting closer and closer to winning 22 and reaching our full potential and playing to the best of our ability.
Well, Keith, I asked Coach the difference between winning or losing by so close. How big of a difference is that in the locker room after just getting blown out or blowing somebody else out? What does that feel like? What's the feeling like in the locker room? How one play could change it?
A loss is a loss at the end of the day. No matter if it's one play, multiple plays, or what you may call it, it stings just as much as whether you lose by a lot or lose by a little, because you can't change that. So we're just trying to put it past us. Like I said, we're a third of the way through. We have 2/3 of the way to go. The championship is still in reach, and so that's what we're really focusing on, just trying to get better and learn from this past game and where we can do better and how we can improve, and that's all that matters.
Is it harder to put it past you with the bye week?
No, I'd say this is good. It's a good time to decompress a little bit. Now we have extra time to focus on the next opponent instead of rushing through it and trying to scramble and stuff for this next week. So I think it's good because we can really reflect on the mistakes that we made and see what we need to get better on. And we have time. We have time.
Do you guys take strength in the way the league has played so far this year, all the Power 5 victories, San Diego State included? Is that a source of pride, the fact that the other teams in the league have played well to start the year as well?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's good to see that the Mountain West, the whole conference, is putting on, and people are starting to take recognition. And we've always known that we're a team that can compete with. We believe that we can compete with any team in the country, and I think it's starting to get exposed this year, and people are starting to take note to it.
Troy, the defense has played pretty well this season. What do you guys have to work on to maybe even take it to a higher level?
I think just our coaches have said this week, just getting back to fundamentals. I don't feel like we've gotten lazy during practice or anything. We've done a good job. Coach Long has done a good job keeping us all focused week to week. But just like the little things, not being lazy in our pass rush, or when we're in man coverage, not holding DBs when we're doing one-on-ones in practice, not taking a rep off or being lazy, and just knowing that it's okay to get beat, but just in practice, but to do it the right way, and that way in games we could take away those little penalties and stuff that kill momentum for us in games.
Keith, how would you assess the play of the offensive line since week one?
We've come a long way. Still a lot of work to do. Minimize penalties. We need to get better on assignment and technique work, but I feel like physically we're willing and able, and we have a good attitude. You have a new group at the beginning of the season, and we were trying to figure out how to, gel and be cohesive, but we're getting comfortable playing with each other, and we want to go out and dominate everybody. So, like Troy said, this week is big on fundamentals, and once you have a good base, then you can just build from there. So I'm excited to see what we can do for the rest of the season.
How much do you guys enjoy being cheerleaders and watching these guys that are on the scout team get to kind of go at each other during the course of a week like this?
It's exciting to see those young players get after it. This is a time for a lot of players that, like you said, that don't get time, especially live. So this is their time to prove themselves and show what they can do for the team. Now so this could be a time for them to make a jump into a position maybe on special teams or even, being a role player on offense or defense. But more for the future. And this is their time to compete, and a lot of them take it as an exciting time. So it's good to see that fire from the young guys, and shows that they have a good attitude and a good head about them.
Yeah, and I know in the linebacker room alone, we have 4 freshmen that are traveling, and I mean, for one position group, that's the most that I've seen here in my 4 years. So, yeah, it's good for the young guys to get more reps for sure, and just to try to prove themselves. That's how I came up my freshman year, was during the bye week, and that's when I got pulled up to travel after that. So I think it's a good opportunity for the young guys to get a chance to prove that they can play and help us achieve our goals throughout the season.
Those freshmen seem farther along than when you guys were freshmen, or are they just more athletic? Or what is it that makes them be able to travel?
That's a good question. I don't know if I'd say farther along, because I mean, it's funny, I see some similar mistakes that I would make just coming up on special teams, like just missing the same blocks and just seeing how they're developing. It's kind of similar to how I was as a freshman, but I think they've done a good job coming in, and just I feel like they're really focused on just trying to help the team in whatever way they can, and that's all you can really ask for. So,
Did some of the guys mentor you when you were young like that, and do you now kind of want to return the favor?
yeah, I mean, I had like Calvin Munson. The whole defense was welcoming in any freshman who was willing to come in and just buy into the system and just work their tail off. So that's what we expect out of the younger guys, and that's what we demand out of them. And I mean, at least in my position group, I've noticed that they've been willing to do that, and so we'll give them the respect that they deserve and just take them under our wing and mentor them in the same way.